Deep within the Lincoln archives, a university researcher has uncovered the previously unheard story of a female businesswoman and landowner in medieval Lincoln. Helle's story is one of innovation, the breaking of barriers, and a progression in a harsh environment. Let's hear it.
Young Helle became a woman of property at an early age. She emerged into the historical record of 13th century Lincoln as a businesswoman, buying and selling city centre land and increasing her sphere of influence. The best record of her growing stature? The waxed seals of deeds and documents which provide a glimpse into how Helle developed her identity as a businesswoman. Our story begins in the mid-13th century, in the Lincoln suburb of Butwork, and its merry assortment of folk. A woman called Matilda Drinklehut had owned land there. Unsurprisingly, her name Drink Al Hut gives her a connection with beer selling. Then there was Henry the Illuminator, a very bright chap, likely employed by the cathedral's dean and chapter to beautify manuscripts. And another landowner was Ralph the Tailor. All the while Helle was mixing with this range of small business people and skilled artisans who invested in property. We don't know much about Helle's father, other than that he was probably from the village of Glentworth, which lies about 11 miles north of Lincoln. Oh, and that his name was Alan. Don't get too attached though, because in 1267 Alan died and Helle made her first foray into land ownership. This charter outlines a deal to sell a piece of land in the parish of St. Rumwald to Henry the Illuminator. Now, similar to 700 years in the future, not just anyone could own land. This is a big moment in Helle's life. Now she was an established landowner, Helle needed her very own seal matrix, as impressing an identifying mark into wax onto deeds and documents was a crucial signature in medieval England, so no seal, no deal. Most seal matrices were made of lead and were worn in purses, around necks, or else were made into rings. At the moment Helle steps out into the business community of Lincoln, her seal is a very simple one. It is round, the most common shape, and has a simple radial design in the middle. In all likelihood, this was the cheapest and simplest kind of seal. Perhaps at this point, Helle hasn't put much thought into her personal or business identity. However, over the next 10 years, as Helle's business and status developed, she changed her seal twice. By the time we spot Helle again, she's swapped her seal matrix. Instead of the most common round seal, she's chosen the more unusual pointed oval. This was likely to be more expensive and of higher status, and instead of the simple radial design, there is now an inverted stylized lily. Here we see what looks like an elongated cross. The legend is damaged, but her name is still legible, and by around 1275, Helle was using another seal matrix. Documents indicate that Helle sold land to Henry the Illuminator for more than she had bought it for from Ralph the Tailor. Cheeky. And the seal she used is even more ornate. Although similar to her old one, this new seal shows much more sophisticated engraving, and as you can see from the legend, this seal is better engraved and of a higher quality. 6 years after her first property transaction, Helle can now afford a much more sophisticated and personally individualized seal. Perhaps Helle had this new seal made to clearly mark her increased standing in the business community. Perhaps she simply lost her previous matrix and had a better one made. We don't know, but what we do know is that a series of smart and calculated property trades were accompanied by a changing series of images of increasing sophistication and individuality. After 10 years of transactions, we lose sight of Helle. Perhaps she married and her husband took over management of her property portfolio. However, this is unlikely, as married women do seal and deal in medieval Lincoln. She might have sold up, she may have even died. The jury's out on that last one, as we haven't quite ruled out vampirism just yet, but for 10 years, we glimpsed a female businesswoman quite literally making her stamp on the Lincoln business community.